hang on 1 sec.
It's too late now. Too late for you. It's too late.
It's fine. I'm ready now. 5 seconds late. It's fine.
We are live.
Hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening if you're on the other side of the globe, as some of you are.
Whatever time it is.
Whatever time it is, wherever
I
you
said
are.
in my vlog, I'm like, I'm going to be on the morning sprints.
I know.
That's so crazy.
It's morning for me.
Me too.
Woo.
Yay. You know, 8 didn't sound that early when you said it. I was like, oh yeah, 8's fine. It's just that then you realize you have to get up before 8.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, wait, that is early.
That's every time I'm usually on a live.
I know. Yeah. Oh God, so true.
Yeah, I was pretty happy when this one came around.
I normally have to be at work at 8, so like it was kind of like a normal day for me, but I wanted to sleep in because it's the weekend. So.
You're like, dang it.
And that is why I set this live for this morning, because I knew that if I didn't, I wouldn't get out of bed and I wouldn't get my 12 hours started. So,
oh yeah.
Thank you, friends, for holding me accountable.
Yay! All right, so we're in hour 1, but what hours are you guys in? Emily and Phoebe?
I'm in hour 10. So if we go for 2 hours, I'll finish my 12-hour write-a-thon.
Yeah, this is my hour 1 as well. I did try to kid myself that before doing this, I would get in some extra hours and like overachieve and do like 14 hours, and then I never did. So this is hour 1.
Okay, so 3 of us are in hour 1 and Emily's in hour 10.
Yeah, you're going to have your whole write-a-thon while I'm asleep. Because the funny thing is, I think your next like live stream is 8 a.m. for me.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
So I'll try and be in the comment. I'm not sure.
I'll probably be asleep.
That's so crazy. I'm gonna record some of this. This is my hour 1.
Hour 1. That was one reason why I was late getting to the things, because I was like talking to my camera, like, hi camera, it's 12-hour write-a-thon day and I'm way behind. Go me. Awesome. Hello everyone in the chat section. Looks like there's plenty of you and you're all awake and alive, which is, you know, good. Being awake and alive is good. Evie started at 11 a.m. and it's 2 p.m. for her, so that's 3 hours if my math is correct, and I suck at math, so I could be wrong. Whew. Good morning, Laura. It's 8 a.m. for you too. The only one I know where she is. Everybody else, I have no clue where everyone is. Cheryl's on hour 1 and it's 5 a.m. there.
Yeah, I can't do the 5 a.m. thing.
No.
I think the last write-a-thon, I think I started at 6 a.m.
Oh,
Crazy.
But then you have to get up at like 5 in the morning. Like, it's still dark out.
I started in bed.
oh well.
2 hours in bed.
That helps kind of ease into it.
No.
It's nicer to finish earlier, though. It's a struggle either way, let's be real.
I know.
The only time I see 5 a.m. is if I stay up that late.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't think I could do that anymore. I used to be able to do that. And I used to pull like all-nighters, and it was like, yeah, let's pull an all-nighter and do this. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. Like the older you get, you lose that ability.
But then there's like a hill that you crest, and then you get to need less sleep. Like a couple of guys that I work with are like in their 60s, and they're like, I sleep 2 hours a night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's like the whole flip side of that, like actual sleep. Like, yeah, my dad, he like he'll go to bed at like 9 or 10, but he wakes up at like 3.
Yeah.
What do you mean like 3? Like,
yeah, my parents do the same thing.
Who does that?
I know.
I hope I don't end up like that because, like, my dad used to like sleep all night and all day. Like, he was just a sleepaholic, which is what I am. But now he doesn't sleep that much, and I'm like, I don't want that. I love sleep.
I love sleep.
I don't want to miss sleep.
Yeah, I love sleep, but I have noticed the older I'm getting, the less sleep I get at night, weirdly. And I still feel the same, so it's not like I feel like I'm losing sleep. I just wake up and I'm all like awake. Getting old sucks.
Roxanne in the chat says, I'm excited to do my first write-a-thon, but I'm so worried about getting a writing hangover.
Yeah, those are real.
It's a real problem. A lot of us had that problem with the last 12-hour write-a-thon that we did during April's camp, which is why we kind of decided to do this earlier on in camp rather than later, because I think the last time we did it like the last weekend or the weekend before the end of camp. Most of the tips that I have heard have been take lots of breaks. Don't write for the full 12 hours, like write for 40 minutes of every hour. 40 to 45 minutes every hour.
Guys, last 12 hour I did on my own. I did 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 20 minutes for the full 12 hours. And I didn't have a hangover and it felt like normal. You know what I mean? Because I got enough breaks. Because I was breaking it down on one of my blogs. It's actually, doing it 40-20, it's actually technically 8 hours of work.
Right.
So it's not that bad if you think about it that way. It's like a full, like, day at work, essentially.
Yeah, I did about half an hour of work every hour.
Okay, that's
but
good.
I also incorporated a bit of a readathon into my vlog, and I was reading Riser while in between sprints. It was bad though because I was so hooked, and then I remember like chapter 3 had a bit of a cliffhanger, and then I was like, oh. So yeah, it was fun. No, it was really motivating because then I wanted to get back to reading, but I needed to get like half an hour in of writing. So yeah, it was good. I would recommend it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm about 70% through it.
Oh,
so
wow. Oh, man, so you're almost done.
Yeah.
I love that look.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finish it.
It's always so nerve-wracking when you hear people reading it, though, because it's just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
They see this where you open up your soul, and they're like, I hated it.
I'm pretty sure at 70%, and if she hated it, she wouldn't have told you she was reading it.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'd say it's always the easiest way is just, you know, I tend to do that now is like I'll start reading a book and then not tell the person I'm reading it until I know I like it. And then I'm all like, I love your book. I'm reading it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do like 40-20, 40-20, because I know that like I'm going to have to make lunch at some point, and that's going to take longer than 20 minutes.
Right.
But, I mean.
It is what it is. It's like, you know, I don't know how strict I'm going to be on this 12-hour write-a-thon either. I mean, even we're not going to get 40 minutes per hour.
Not while we're doing live chats, that's for sure. I know that like last time that we did it, I was doing editing, and this time I'm doing writing. So it's like a completely different deal. Because before I could like, because I was trying to figure out like plot lines and things, I could walk away from the computer, go work on other stuff while I was like trying to make it make sense in my brain without staring at the computer screen. Mm-hmm. So I was able to work on other things while I was working on the writing part of it. So this is definitely a different deal for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of doing a bunch of stuff, so it makes it a little easier.
Mm.
That's true.
Yeah, revising is definitely easier.
Yeah.
I think if I get burnt out in the middle of the day, I'm going to switch over to my kind of reading research books.
Yeah.
Just switching up tasks a little bit might help.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my plan, but I actually stuck to the one thing all day, which was interesting.
Yeah, sometimes you do, you know. Sometimes it's like you're just on a roll, and it's like, all right, I mean, I don't really feel like working on anything else, so you never know.
What is everyone else in the chat doing? Like, where is the thingy to go up?
Where am I? They're talking about some college and their sleep schedules and how none of us get enough sleep.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What is everyone in the chat working on for this Nano? Are you guys editing or writing? Or I swear I turned my phone down earlier, but it's still ringing. I have not written for the last 2 days, but with where my goal is at, like I'm only 800 words behind.
That's not that bad.
I'm kind of wondering with like these 12-hour write-a-thons if like I shouldn't have made my goal higher, but I don't think I can do more than that in a month, so I don't know.
I think I made my goal too high. I'm pretty sure I did. I was like a
You're
6,000.
doing pretty well on yours, aren't you?
I am, but it's like I know that a whole week of it, possibly more, I'm not going to be doing it at all because of Comic-Con and going to LA and stuff. So I'm essentially making 6,000 hours for 3 weeks, and maybe possibly less. So that's like, or sorry, 6,000 minutes. Did I say 6,000 hours?
Yeah.
That would definitely be too high.
That's really overambitious. Okay, you shouldn't go for that.
Okay, like what? Yeah, so I mean it's 100 hours total. So it didn't seem that bad over a month, but then I like, even though I knew I was going to Comic-Con, I'm like, it's still not, you're literally not going to be working for a solid week of that. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. Maybe I'll do what you guys say that you're supposed to do and just fail at Nano and not change my goal like I normally do.
Well, it's still only week 1. You have time to decide.
I don't, like I'm leaving next Sunday. So I have this week and then a whole week out and then the last week. It goes fast.
I think in your place, because you worked out how many hours a week you want to work and did it by 4 weeks, if you changed your goal so that it was a reflective of the 3 weeks versus the 4, I think that is a fair way
You'll let
to do it.
just change it anyway. I don't need to be fair.
You can change it and do whatever you want because you're a grown-ass adult.
But I can rationalize better if I.
But like, if it was me, I would do that because, as I have said, I don't change my goal. I just roll with it, whether I'm way above it or way below it. That way I know I'm learning how to set realistic goals for myself in the future.
Right.
But because you set up your goal not thinking about being gone for a week, you set up your goal based off of having 4 weeks to write, and you don't have that 4 weeks. So, like, to me, that's totally fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do what you want because you're a grown up.
Sometimes.
I think I made my goal too low because the last 2 camps I failed.
Oh, so I make it. No, I gotcha. It's like, okay, I know I can reach this one. Dang it.
Yeah, because I think I'm a little bit off halfway at the moment. But I know that because I'm packing and stuff as well and moving. Well, I'm not really moving this month, but there's going to be days where I don't work at all. So some days I'm overachieving and other days I won't do anything.
Right.
But it's only how it works out. I think it's an hour a day. So, and because I'm not working another job, I can do that.
Yeah. And you're doing minutes or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's like 2,400 minutes, I think.
Okay.
I think. 1,800 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I just get like weird about it because, like I said, it's sort of weird is that when you actually are timing yourself with a timer, you don't realize, like you think you've worked 10 hours for the whole day because you've literally set a time that time and you've been working on and off for that 10 hours. So you think, oh, this is going to be easy. I'll be able to put 10 hours a day. And then but when you're timing like the actual work, it's all like, I've only worked like 3 hours today. Like what? horrible.
Yeah, I added my time to the Nano total thing before coming on here so I didn't get confused. And it was like 240 minutes. And I'm like, is that it? Like, it didn't seem enough. But it was eight lots of half an hour, which that sounds like a lot. Then
Yeah.
240 minutes was like, what?
Yeah, I hate that. And especially on a 12-hour write-a-thon, you're like, what?
So that was 4 hours. 4 hours within
Which is great.
8 hours. Yeah.
If you don't realize it, like I worked 12 hours yesterday, and then so I kind of had my own mini, or not, whatever. And but again, it was 8 hours. So that
That's
means
good.
4 hours of that was just whatever, lunch, doing errands, So I hate time.
I'm gonna choke and die now, thanks.
1 minute updates on my phone and planning to edit them and put oh, that's so cool. I love that idea.
All right, friends, let's do some sprinting. Chat room, do you want to do 5 or 10 minutes to start off with for the day? As I try to remember how to breathe. What do you guys think?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a 10.
I mean, I was thinking 15, so I'm happy with anything.
There's a dog under my desk and she just licked my leg.
Oh.
It's so random, like you're just sitting here minding your own business and then like you just feel a tongue on your leg. Like, thanks for that. I appreciate it. I call that drive-by licking. Looks like we're getting more 10s. We're at 10s, so we're gonna do a 10s. I have my phone, people. I am prepared. I can find the timer on here and do a timer because Kate's not here to do it for us.
Dang it.
Dang it. Leaving us out in the dark. Oh, I have to go here. I still can't find the timer on the phone, but I do at least have the phone, which is a bonus for sure. Okay. Edit time to 10 minutes, not 2 hours. Not 2 hours. That's a bad deal. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna hit the button where it's gonna happen. Oh, there it went.
Yay.
Yay. Oh, there's our timer. Yay. How did everyone do?
Let's see.
I got 309 words.
That's great.
I got 425.
Damn.
Wow.
261.
I wrote down things that I need to work out a solution for.
Oh, that's good.
I'm writing down things I need to name because I'm coming across so many placeholders.
Nice.
I forgot that I was supposed to be keeping track of my sprints, so I'm writing those down now.
I actually did get to highlight something that I wrote and comment that I actually liked it, so that was nice.
Oh, that is
It
nice.
was from the first draft, so.
Let's see, comments section. 218, 413, 292, 370, 168, 365, 230. 5 pages. I imagine that you're editing or you type real fast. 350, 153, 188, 48, 110.
Is that 48 because you kept deleting?
Yeah, probably.
But I have to say, 5 pages in editing is still a massive effort. So on Kevin and Laura's and your writing the other week, it took me forever just to get 1 page done. So 5 pages is really good.
Well, I think sometimes with editing, it's like some parts need more editing than others. So
True.
And it depends what kind of editing, like whether you're restructuring stuff or just kind of line editing, proofreading.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, thank you. This is my hair looks amazing.
It does. I love it.
It's actually starting to curl again. I didn't do a very good job.
I mean,
That wave, that bounce. I love your hair, man. My hair is so flat and just like.
Oh, my hair will never be flat.
I know. It's
If
why
I-
I'm jealous.
If I let it go, it would afro.
I love that too, though. It's so cool. You have like variety. There's not much you can do with flat hair.
Yeah, I like it. It has some bounce.
mine's still wet from my shower this morning, so it's.
Love that blue, man. It's really sticking. You were worried about the blue going away, but you've obviously found the magic solution.
Right now I'm using like the conditioner kind of dye.
Oh, okay.
The conditioners, and that's working pretty well. So,
Okay.
but I do it like every other time I shower. I use it. So
Nice.
still, it was $15 for a bottle versus $180 at the salon. So
Yeah.
Casey just broke 10,000 words. Woohoo!
yes,
Wow.
That is very good for if you started at the start of Nano. That's really good.
yeah. And considering my goal for the entire month is 25,000, y'all are doing excellent. Oh.
I'm still waking up.
Yeah, me too. I'm I can't hold a conversation. I'm sorry, people who are here in the chat. I'm tired. I can't focus.
Whereas I'm thinking, what's going to be for lunch?
It's like the perfect time of day for you, right in the middle.
Oh, I know. I'm jealous.
I'm so angry about the lawnmower right now. Like, you don't even understand.
Oh, I don't hear it.
We don't hear it now.
You will.
You're gonna get closer or something.
Yeah, it's getting closer.
Oh, hi,
How was it?
Laura. Laura's on there.
Know where the cats are, but I'm sure within the 2 hours they will appear. So you will probably see a cat at some point.
Yeah, I don't know where Snake went. He was all like riled up this morning, and now he's disappeared again. So
I don't see either one of them from where I'm sitting, but
Oh, I'm so excited. In a month, I'll have a cat.
no.
I get to move in with Norman.
Oh, I love Norman. Norman. No.
At the moment, he's still small, so I need to get there before he grows much bigger.
yeah,
He's
enjoy while you're
terror.
home.
Yeah, he's a terror, though.
I have one of those for sure. Fitz never grew out of his kitten stage. Like, he's 2 years old and he still is like straight kitten stage all the time. We call him the surprise attack cat because you'll be walking through the house minding your own damn
That's
business,
what he does.
and he will run up and just attack you, like jump on you while you're
Oh,
walking through the house.
Funny.
Yeah, Norman hides around corners and he waits
Yeah.
and he stalks you.
Yes.
He leaps and attacks your ankles or wherever else. And like I was brushing my teeth and he kept like jumping up trying to get to me.
Oh my god.
I
That's
do
so
love him.
funny.
He has these beautiful eyes though, and like whatever he does, you can just forgive him straight away.
We had I had the cats front declawed because they are inside. They do kind of go outside sometimes, but for the most part they're indoors. But prior to having him declawed, he would attack you and like climb up your leg, like your pants leg, just like straight hook his claws into your pants and climb all the way up you, and then jump off of you onto the couch. He has like, my mom has a desk in the living room and has like a desk chair in there, and he would like jump from you onto that and it would go spinning around and he'd jump onto something else and just like, and you're just standing there and you're like, what just happened? Crazy. He's absolutely insane.
Well, Snake just handed me his little chicken. My cat is like a dog. He likes to play fetch. Yeah, he loves playing fetch.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know. Call him a cat dog. It's funny because my sister has a dog that acts like a cat, and it's like, so we both have like dog cats and cat dogs. But yeah, he, for some reason, I think with most cats, if you teach them meowing, they're just like dogs. They'll fetch. It's just if you stop doing it, they forget and they're like, meh, I don't want to play fetch.
None of my dogs are like play fetch type dogs. They're working dogs, so like they are usually busy, but like when they're in the house, they are such slugs. Like they just lay there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my dog as well. She doesn't care much about toys. She cares about food because she's a Labrador. But apart from that, she just sleeps.
So cute.
Well, she wants attention. She wants like human affection, but she doesn't want to play so much.
My cousin has a Labrador that we often pet sit for, and because my dogs don't like her, like our 4 dogs will sit in my office with me and she will sit in the living room with my mom, and she keeps bringing my mom her ball, and mom just like throws the ball over the back of the couch and she'll run to the other end of the house and bring it right back. So mom just sits there watching TV, throwing the ball over the back of the couch for hours.
Oh my god, that's great.
Like, aren't you glad our dogs aren't like that and you just have to do that when we're babysitting poor Coco? Like, pets are the best.
They are.
I love all of my pets. I have way too many animals. I'm trying to get some baby horses in the vlogs for camp. So
Yes, please do.
Every time I look out there, I'm like, oh, look at that, there's a baby. Like, look at the little baby. Oh, they're the same as they were yesterday. Oh, what's going on in the chat? Talk about kitty cats.
Evie, if you're going back to Bulgaria, where are you now?
That's a good question.
I've been to Bulgaria
Oh, really?
overnight. to get to somewhere else.
Claire has a cat familiar in her work in progress.
Oh,
That's cute. I did put my dog into a novel once, but then I shelved that novel, so.
Oh.
Speaking of having a cat familiar, I wanted to discuss something that made me very angry. I read, it's one of the stupidest reasons to be angry ever. I read Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins at the end of June. And the cover has like a little black cat on it. There's not a cat in that book anywhere.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. It made me cry.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Like, you advertised a cat to me. Where is the cat?
Yeah, I wonder if, like, when they commissioned the cover, if there had been a cat in the book and then they edited it out or something.
Right. Like, I don't know. But, like...
Is there a subtle metaphor of a cat or something?
No, there's nothing. There's no cats in the book at all whatsoever.
So weird.
Like, and it's like, it's a witch book. It's a witch boarding school book. And you sold me a cat on the cover.
Oh.
Where's my cat?
I bet you that's it. Like, they told the cover artist it's a witch book, and they just put a cat in because they assumed every witch book should
general
have
witchiness. Yeah.
There are no cats in my witch book.
And no one caught it. That's so funny.
Right. So, like...
My mum's biggest pet peeve is when she sees the trailer for a film, and she always thinks the song that's playing in the trailer is going to be in the film. And it never is. It's just for the trailer. But she always goes to see the film. She's like, why isn't the song there?
That's such a weird thing to be hooked on.
I know, but it's true.
Nicole says, I choose to believe the cat, like real life cats, spent the book sleeping under the bed. You may be right, but somebody should have had some black cat hair on their clothes or something.
Maybe it was like, you know, when you delete something from your book, but you forget you deleted it, and the author was like, yeah, there's cats in it, but they took it out and then they forgot.
Yeah.
I've had that happen badly before. Like, I actually had a review, I think it was with Riser or something, where I had changed something. It was an age, like someone's age, because I needed their age to be around like this time, this event that happened in time. And it was just by 10 years. And I didn't think about it. I just was like, oh, okay, instead of 90, because there's age pro, so you can live to be, you know, whatever. So instead of like 99, he's like 89. Okay, no big deal. But what I didn't realize is that there had made reference of their age difference. So the age difference was 10 years longer, but I never corrected those. I only corrected his age. Like, I'm like, oh, good, I got this. Every time I mention his age, I've got the thing. And so someone in the comments is all like, you know, I love the book. There's only one gripe I had. You know, there's not an 80 or there's not a 90-year age difference. It's an 80-year age difference, like math. So like, that's because I changed his age. So I actually had to go fix it. Sometimes reviews are very helpful. And that's a nice thing about being self-published. You can be like, oh, yeah. But it's like, it's funny because it's like sometimes you make a change thinking it's really nothing, and then you don't realize the ramifications of where you've mentioned it in different ways. So you can't really search. Like I didn't remember that I had that they talked about their age, like their actual age difference.
It's hard to search for too because they've been discussed in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've tried to search for things and then it's been said slightly different, so it didn't come up.
Yeah, I know. It's not a word that you can actually search. And then the stuff you can search, which is what I did originally, which is just the number. Like anytime he mentioned he was, 99 years old or whatever. So it's like, oh, that's easy. I just live 99. Not even realizing that I had put other references to it. So yeah, it's be careful when you change things. What's the lesson of that?
Yeah, I'm currently. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm currently having an issue with changes I made to the ending of my first book, and now I have to change something in the sequel because it no longer makes any sense.
Oh. Now
Yeah, but I need it to make sense because I need the conflict. So I need to change something. I don't know what that something is yet.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Because you don't want it to feel forced. You
And
want
not for people to be like, hang on.
Yeah.
They just decide the last book that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have issues.
I mean,
beta readers.
It happens in big published books as well.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed the one that sticks out to me in my brain that I have always refer back to is it's in Cassie Clare's Mortal Instruments series, and it's like books 4 and 5. I think it's either 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, and it's like one of the couples they have a conversation in one of the books where like they talk about how they're in love or how she's like the most beautiful girl ever or whatever it is that he's telling her, and then it's like in the last like 5 or 6 chapters, and then in the first 5 or 6 chapters of the next book it happens again, like the exact same wording, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the first time it ever happened.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice that.
Well, and I think if you had read the books as they were published, you probably wouldn't know that. But because I didn't start reading them until the last book was coming out, so like I read straight through everything, I caught it because it was like on the same day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just read this like an hour or 2 ago.
That's crazy. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Oh, that makes me so nervous.
I know.
So it happens. And I mean, it happens to people that sell billions of books. So
Well, like, I remember the kid that Terry Brooks, who wrote the Shannara series, like he's a huge fantasy author. And in Sword of Shannara, the original book, the King of the Elves, he made such a stink about them having these beautiful green eyes. And then in the sequel, the Elfstones of Shannara, he talks about how his eyes are blue. I'm like, did his eyes change color? Like, no one notices it. And this is like Del Rey. Like, they're like one of the biggest fantasy publishers. It's all like, sure, it's just an eye color. It's not that big of a deal. But it was just, I was so happy that he had green eyes. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And then it's all like, blue? What do you mean? They're green. Go back to the other book.
But as an author, how do you forget that?
I don't know.
It's like, the one thing Brittany goes on the most about Bryce is his eye color.
Right. I guess
in blue, if I change him to brown, it would just make no sense because it's the one thing I remember about him.
Right. Well, I guess because it's like, there was like no love interest. He was just the king of the elves. Like in the first book, he was like kidnapped and they rescue him. So it was like,
not a big character.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the first book, it wasn't as big. So it was like when he didn't know who was being kidnapped. So like when he revealed the thing, it was like he was suddenly face to face with this, beautiful elf that had green eyes and da 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 da. And then in the second book, he's like, you're actually focused on him, like he's the king. You're actually in their world and whatever. So I just think he forgot. Like I think he just forgot that he made them green.
I suppose with big publishers, it's different editors looking at different books.
Yeah. And they were published, I think, within 3 years of each other. So I don't think like it took them a while, I think, to write the sequel. So,
well, and like eye color is one of those things for me that's like I don't remember eye colors of people I know in real world. Like if you ask me what color your eyes are, I'm going to take a good chance and say that they're brown because most humans' eyes are brown. And when I created like my fantasy world, the most common eye color for the elves is green, and the only way for them to have brown eyes is if they have any human ancestry, because brown is the most common for humans. But I have literally had someone be like, what's the most common eye color? And I'm like, for humans or
like,
and they're like, for what elf? Like, I don't know that I'm writing a book about elves. Like, why would that be a question? Like, humans or something else?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, for humans. Oh, brown. Brown for humans. Green for elves. So, in case you're wondering.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
important to you. Green. So, but yeah, I don't remember eye color of people that I've known my entire life. So
Yeah, I know. I think the only reason why it stood out to me so much was just because I just thought green eyes were so cool. Like I never really read a lot of green-eyed at that time people in books. So I was just like, ooh, that's cool. And so then when I read the sequel, kind of like you, Jessica, I read them after they were published. So it was like I read them in a row.
Yeah.
So it's like I literally read like he has green eyes, and then I read the next book, he has blue eyes, and I'm like, didn't you just say that he has green eyes?
he's
So
an elf.
I would not noticed, like you said, because they were published at 3 years apart. If I had read them that way, I probably would not have noticed. Although I probably still would have. I was obsessed with the green eyes back then, so I have no idea.
I used to love green eyes too. I remember writing a book just so I could write about someone with green eyes
Right?
and stare into them. It was green eyes and jet black hair. I thought that was so beautiful. But they were always a bad boy with jet black hair and green eyes.
Holy.
Leather jacket.
I think we're going to need to do some more sprinting. We've done 10 minutes of writing in the last 50 minutes.
That's bad.
You guys want to go full force and do a 20?
Sure.
Like, straight in, full 20.
Why not?
Let's do it.
How are we talking that long?
I don't know. If we always do that. We always end up, like, just talking for weird amounts of time. Edit time to 20 minutes. Oh, I can't breathe through my nose right now. I got coffee in there earlier.
Oh.
Weird. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go check the other phone too because the work phone was just ringing. So if you see me disappear, that's where I am. But the rest of you can write. Okay. Timer starting. Meow. And there's our timer for 20 minutes. How did everybody do?
I did 344. I'm still figuring things out.
I got a lot more questions.
I have 547.
So good.
I don't know how that's possible. I wasn't even here for half of it.
That's awesome.
I don't really know what I've got because I'm kind of rewriting some stuff I did in April. So, I mean, like I deleted a whole chunk. So, yeah, I don't know in words.
Like minus 100.
Yeah, exactly.
700 for Claire. That's great.
Ooh. 680. Wow.
And that's writing slow.
I wrote that sprint down as 15 minutes because I know I didn't even come back until the 15-minute mark. But from where I'm keeping track of my sprints, the other day I was 2 less words in 15 minutes. So I guess that's normal. Weird.
857. Wow.
That's
Oh
weird.
my God. People are just killing it in the chat.
Right.
572, 469. These are all so much better than me.
We're just jealous now.
12 pages from Victoria. Ugh. Come on. Although I am reading through 10 pages, but I'm not getting anywhere.
That was a weird 20 minutes.
That was a good 20 minutes for a lot of people.
Yeah. I was talking to people about their plumbing problems, and then I was attacked by a dog, and they needed love and attention, and I don't know. Weird. I'm not awake enough for this, FYI. I feel like the one tonight I'll be like, I am not awake enough for this.
I know.
It's funny. Once we started, I kind of got my second wind because I thought I was just going to be horrible this whole time, but I feel really alert now.
Oh,
that's
good.
Give me some.
I hope I have that later.
Yeah.
Kate will be on the chat later tonight, so maybe she can give us some details about her fun weekend and
Or margaritas.
Yeah.
liven us up a little bit.
And she can do the timer, right?
Yeah. Oh, golly. Anybody have any major discoveries that last sprint?
Yes. not like a big one, but I realized I was like, she's kind of like hiding out, and so the place she's at is really dusty, and because it hasn't been used in a while, and so she plops down, and then I realized she has to like fake being an employee the next day, and she's covered in dirt. And I'm all like, you can't fake being what, you know what I mean? You can't like, oh hey, I'm here to work, and it's like you're like literally covered. And so I was like, so now I had to figure out a way for her to get new clothes, which actually ended up being kind of fun. Like it actually was like a cool like shit happens, and even though I could probably just make it so the stuff wasn't dusty, but then that would be unrealistic. So it's it's just one of those things. Not a huge revelation.
But a revelation nonetheless.
What a revelation nonetheless. Because I was just gonna have her walk in and, grift and like go in there and just be like, yeah, I'm here to work on the blah blah blah. And I'm like, she's covered in dirt. They would never, ever, ever.
That's always the kind of thing that I forget.
I know, me too. No, I do too, which obviously I did. And then I was suddenly like, you just said she like flopped down in this super dusty like beanbag thing, and it's like it would hit her clothes. It just would.
Yeah.
Her clothes are magic clothes. There's no dust.
Oh shit. Yeah, you know what? I could probably do that. Now I just wrote this whole thing. You're right. There would totally be a spell for that. Wow. I have to delete everything I just wrote.
I mean, they have spill-resistant clothes in the real world. Can't they have dust-resistant clothes in a magic world?
She could like literally, there could literally be a spell that would clean her clothes.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Thanks, Jessica.
Where were you at 5 minutes ago?
No. Now I have to delete the 350 words I just wrote and then literally write a sentence. She used a spell to clean herself up.
What would be better, the spell or whatever you just had her do?
I mean, what I had her do is pretty cool, but the problem is that there would just be a spell. So it'd sort of be like, I feel like people would read and be like, why didn't she just have a spell? Like Jessica just did. Dang it. I went out of my way to make, like, she stole a freaking luggage. They're just at a hotel, and like it's like it was quite a caper. But now it's useless. Awesome.
No, I just have a lot of questions about how a character feels about another character and if they've even realized that an event happened, because they seem to have no opinion on something. It's like, this affects you. What is your opinion? Everyone else has an opinion. You need one because you're a POV character and you're just like, nah, it's fine.
Right.
So, yeah, that's going to be all my tomorrow as well, thinking about this. And last NaNoWriMo, I spent thinking about this, and I obviously never got there. Wrote past it.
I'll get to it later.
Yeah, because she does deal with it at the end of the book, but it's like you have to have an opinion now. It's happening now.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll all work out. It's just that everyone's going to say, "Is this person a robot?" They have no emotions.
Right. I think that sometimes happens. I mean, it is legitimate.
Yeah, but not for this. I have that in other places, but this is a bit more.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm updating my word count on Nano to see where I'm at for the day.
Oh, this is her page glitched and the whole chapter I've just finished is gone.
Ugh.
Oh, that's so painful.
I hate that. That is why I don't write in Scrivener anymore.
I haven't had that problem with Scrivener. Really? I just switched over. I only used to write in Word, and I switched over to Scrivener recently just because, like, in the last year or so.
You have to be so careful. I've had things be lost, but then I was lucky that I had saved a PDF and I managed to copy from the PDF and put it back in, but it was like an older version, so I had to still edit it again. But
oh, man.
Yeah, Scrivener can glitch.
You have a Mac, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I think that's part of it. Scrivener works so much better on a Mac than it does on a PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just, I mean, it operates so much better. It operates a lot more smoothly. It has more functions
Oh, yeah.
than it does on a PC. So if I had a Mac, I would use Scrivener and be happy with it. But honestly, with a PC, Google Docs is the way to go.
Okay.
I still love Scrivener. Like, there are so many benefits that outweigh any problems, but
Yeah, I just like the way it organizes, because normally I would just have I'd have a folder with a bunch of Word documents for each, like outline and like character sheets and whatever. And it's so nice having Scrivener when it's all in one file. It's like, oh, I can just click and see. That's what I love about it.
yeah, I'd be so screwed with revisions if I didn't have Scrivener, because I've moved 4 scenes in my chapter around like 5 times.
Wow. Yeah.
Drive the job so good.
I use it when I get into a revision stage. Like I'll copy paste things into it and then shuffle everything around, and that works. But when I'm just like straight writing it out, I use Google Docs.
Yeah. I'm using it on PC and I haven't had any problems yet, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't have many. It was just one that was bad. And then it was funny because I put it on Twitter that I'd lost a chapter, and everyone's like, "That's why I use Word." I'm like, "Well, I've lost things on Word too."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I've lost more on Word than Scrivener. Scrivener's like a one-time deal.
That's true. I think every program has its flaws.
Yeah.
I think Brooke also has had issues doing stuff on Scrivener, like a lot of stuff on Scrivener, and so she uses Google Docs now as well. And
she made like 5 videos on that topic.
She does, and she has learned a lot about how to make Google Docs work a lot like Scrivener, and so I have been using some of her methods to keep everything working pretty smoothly on Google Docs. So, I mean, everything has issues. There are some people talking about there being some lag in the chat. I think it was just Becca there for like 2.2 seconds, and I think we're good now, but I could be wrong. Been wrong before. I could be wrong again. Thank you for reminding me to save my project. Yes, everyone go save your project now if you haven't already. Do it. And drink all your water.
A bit earlier today, I was writing in Google Docs but offline, and then I turned my Wi-Fi on and everything froze. And I was so worried because it said everything was saved offline, but I didn't trust it because it was the first time I'd written offline on Google Docs. Thankfully, everything worked out, but it was like a long time that everything was frozen. Yeah, I'd written so much too.
It doesn't matter like how much you save, and I mean, something will always happen. You will always lose work. I don't think there's anyone that does any kind of like work on a computer that hasn't lost something. So
yeah,
I've lost entire like 10-page school papers before.
Oh.
Ouch.
It's fine. You just move on with life. So.
Oh.
Charlie says they are handwriting at the moment. That's one way to not lose your work, unless you lose your notebook.
I used to only handwrite. I didn't have a computer, so it's like I would handwrite and then I would go over to my friend's computer and type it in. But yeah, most of my scripts in my 20s were handwritten.
I used to handwrite a lot as well, and then like the second draft would be typing it in and then fixing stuff.
Yeah, I hated that though, man. I couldn't wait to get
now.
Oh,
so tedious.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, once I got my own computer, like
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
This is my first draft that I've actually typed on the computer. I usually handwrite.
Oh wow. It's a different, like I do feel like it accesses a different part of your brain to handwrite and to type. But then I guess now I've just switched over so completely that the thought of handwriting is like,
Yeah. I did like with handwriting that you just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would feel like I'd forgotten what had happened as well, and I would just keep going. Like it was hard to go back and check things because like where in all the pages is that thing.
That's true.
But I always finished drafts when I handwrote.
So you don't finish drafts? What do you mean?
Oh, I feel like I finished them more quickly because I didn't like worry about going backwards.
I see.
Right. Yeah, I still handwrite when I get stuck. If I'm struggling to kind of feel immersed, or if I'm getting too kind of perfectionistic, then I will go away and write maybe a chapter by hand, and it gets me back into it. But I still hate typing it up.
Yeah.
I use that from going from the handwritten page to the typed page as like my first draft, because my handwritten page is technically my zero draft or my detailed outline, and then I edit it and restructure it as I'm putting it in the computer and consider that transfer a first draft.
It's
Rather,
a nice system.
rather than just typing exactly what I wrote out, I restructure everything and do what I need to do to get it to like first draft stage.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not tired.
I'm not tired, you're tired.
All right, it's 9:30, so let's get another sprint in. We did not write a lot this.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Real bad today, guys. Let's do a 15 this time. Does that work for y'all?
Sure.
There were a lot of people in the chat that didn't like a 20. 20 is too long.
Oh, okay.
15 to 20 is like the sweet spot for most people, I think.
The 20.
Yeah.
I like 20s. But I know some people cap out at 15, so yeah. Charlie, there probably is some whistling and some beeping. I have a parrot, and she is in like 2 inches over here in the other room, and she is very talkative. So that's probably what you hear. Sometimes when I film, like I'll go back through editing and I'm like, oh my God, that bird was talking the whole time. I don't even notice it anymore. I don't even hear her. I've had her for 17 years. It's
Wow.
I don't hear it anymore.
Oh.
20
Bye,
years.
Claire.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna find my phone and set my timer for 15 minutes because everyone thinks that 20 minutes is the worst. Laura. Except it's still set for 20 minutes, so I have to delete it and reset it. It's so complicated. Why are timers so hard? Why is it so hard? I don't like it. Okay, anyway. 15 minutes starting now. It's our timer, kids. How did everybody do?
Well, again, I don't know specifically whether I got any words in because I was just kind of changing stuff. So, don't know, but I did things.
I think I might have been drunk because I got 902 words and I don't even know.
Wow.
That's so good. Oh my god.
Seriously zoned or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh. Are you vlogging today?
Yeah.
I want to see how much you get at the end. I'm very excited.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was so focused I didn't even know Kate was here. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
That's how unfocused I was. I was like, yay, chat. I gave myself another question, but I feel like now I'm circling towards the answer.
Mm.
Good.
But yeah, I'm still a ways off.
Oh, I didn't have to delete my heist because I realized that I had just said, which I totally forgot about, that she wasn't using spells because that's how they could track her.
Oh.
I was like, okay. I felt good. I didn't have to delete those 300 words.
Yeah.
I love how you've had like 3 different revelations that have bounced you back and forth.
All with dirty clothing.
Oh, golly. Oh, shoot, dang. All right, I missed it because I wasn't paying attention.
Ooh, it just hit 10K.
That's what I just seen. That's I was scrolling back up because I was
Yay.
lost. 661, 218, 541, 408. Work phone's ringing again. I did silence it, but it's like vibrating the whole desk. I'm telling you. Well, we've got about 12 minutes left. Do you want to do like a final 10-minute sprint?
Yeah, we
Let's
should
do it.
Let's do it.
You like
Making up for all the talking, we can just sprint.
send Emily off with a bang?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be done. Oh, actually, I think at 11 o'clock I was done. I think I started an hour too early. I think
Okay.
I go back and forth in the vlog trying to decide that.
Well, you said you were going to do noon to midnight, so
That works, doesn't it? Or is that an extra hour?
no, that's right. That's
It's right. Okay.
12 to 12 for us, but it's 12 to 0 for you. So yeah. So weird. Time hurts.
Yeah. And I'm now really awake too, so I might continue on. I don't know. Probably not.
Did you have a goal in mind for today?
No.
You're like,
Oh, I did want to edit chapter 7, and I did. And now I'm on chapter 8, and I went back and fixed some stuff in chapter 1. So overall, I'm very happy.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Just make sure you had a productive day, that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very productive. Do you guys have goals that you want to get to?
I do want to finish my proof. That's my goal for
Oh, yeah.
It's way too long.
I suppose I would like to finish. I'd like to finish revising what I wrote in April and get on to actually writing for this month.
Right.
That would be good.
That would be good, yeah.
I don't really have any goals for today because I don't think I've ever done a 12-hour write-a-thon where I've actually been writing. I think I've always been editing. So I have zero reference point for what I can actually accomplish today. So I guess my goal is to create a reference point. Okay, I'm going to set the timer for another 10 minutes. We're just going to kick butt and take names and do a final 10 minutes since we talked for way too long. But I don't know. All right, 10 minutes starting meow. time, my friends. 'Tis over. And I don't know where I was at. I lost me. How'd everybody do?
It's good timing for me. I just finished rewriting a scene. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Actually did 405 words. Woohoo.
Yeah. I did 686. I don't know what's happening.
That's amazing.
I don't know how.
I can't even. I can't do that kind of.
I don't know what's. I don't. Maybe I should write when I'm tired more often. I guess.
Maybe.
I don't.
You're a morning writer.
I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go to school, Mom. 345. Casey got 1,067. I'm just saying.
In 10 minutes.
Unacceptable.
238, 108, 429, 7 pages, 174, 193, 36. Great. I finished the end of the chapter. Oh shit, what goes next? You're not allowed to stop at the end of a chapter. You're only allowed to stop after you've written the first 2 sentences of the following chapter. It's a rule.
I do not follow that rule, but it's good advice.
It's a rule. You have to follow it. You're not allowed to be like, okay, end of chapter, done. You have to write the first 2 sentences of the next chapter. Must follow.
Mine are too hard though because they're different point of views, and sometimes it's just
That's true.
you have to skip it. I skip a chapter and then do the next one maybe. That doesn't work either. Anyway, I make excuses. That's my thing.
Fine. You're allowed to stop at the end of the chapter. If anybody is interested, we'll be doing another live stream in 8 hours. I can't do math. 6 is 8, in case anybody's wondering. So 8 hours from now, we'll be doing another live stream. And I think Phoebe's going to be here with me, and Kate and Laura, I think is correct. And anybody else, I don't even really care. Come together. We'll be here having a fun time. And I know that...
Hey, Stefan.
Hey. You just brought me a flower.
Aww.
I'll probably kill in about 5 days. I'm terrible at keeping things alive.
Well, you know, you've got Snake.
It's true. I kept him alive. Yes.
And at noon today, which is 2 hours from now, Tracy Ann Can is also doing some live sprints, and I shared the link in the chat a few seconds ago. So let's in case you want to do that. I'll probably be in the chat for that if I'm alive, which I should be because I'm supposed to be writing for the next 10 hours. But
I know.
I can't believe I'm done. It was so hard.
know. I'm jealous.
The first 4 hours was really good. The next 4 hours was crap, and then the last 4 hours was it was okay. The last 2 hours were really great though.
anybody have anything else they'd like to say before we run away?
Have fun writing.
Everybody have fun. I'll see you in 8 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.